Hey there guys, welcome back to our channel with a new video titled IT Layoffs in 2022. In this video, we will look into the IT layoffs in 2022 by various tech companies. Also, what may be the possible reasons for these layoffs. Guys, as you can see in this table, Cars24 fired 600 employees in the month of May only. Vedantu fired 624 employees, WhiteHat Jr 800 employees, Meesho 150 employees, Unacademy 600 employees, and so on. Now we will discuss the analysis of the layoffs 2022. Firstly, we will talk about Cars24. SoftBank-backed Cars24 is laying off 600 people. The layoff looks to be a move to save money and extend the runway as it becomes more difficult to raise new capital, and investors have been pressuring portfolio business to cut costs. While the used car industry in India is developing, Cars24 like competitors Spinny and CarDekho has yet to achieve profitability owing to consumers' reluctance to acquire new vehicles in the face of economic difficulties and car makers' production issues due to the global chip shortage. Secondly, we will talk about Vedantu. An edtech business has laid off additional staff as part of its second wave of layoffs this month. The Bengaluru-based edtech unicorn laid off 200 people on May 5, including 120 contractors and 80 full-time employees. According to Vedantu, terminated employees would receive extended health coverage for themselves and their families until August 5, 2022, as well as access to 15 doctor consultations and discounted pathology and pharmacy services through Practo until April 29, 2023. The external environment is currently hostile. Inflammatory pressures have resulted from the European war, fears of oncoming recession, and Fed rate hikes, resulting in significant stock market corrections globally and in India. In this scenario, capital will be scarce in the coming quarters, said a Vedantu spokesperson. On number 3, it's WhiteHat Jr. Over 800 full-time employees at coding startup WhiteHat Jr have left in the last 60 days after the company, which was acquired by edtech behemoth Byju's, urged of its employees to work from home within a month. Full-time employees throughout the company, including sales, coding, and math teams, voluntarily resigned from the startup, according to sources, since they did not want to relocate in their various office locations. This was a cost-cutting exercise to lower expenses without jeopardizing the company's reputation, one of the quit employees explained. Before going further, I have a superb opportunity for you guys. Do the best MBA from top universities at a very competitive fee. Visit gururo.com. On number 4, it's Meesho. According to 3 people familiar with the situation, Meesho has laid off roughly 150 people, mostly from its supermarket section. This comes as the business, which is backed by SoftBank and Facebook, works to combine its grocery app Superstore with its main app. This would be a second time Meesho has opted to terminate a substantial number of staff. During the initial wave of the coronavirus epidemic 2 years ago, it laid off more than 200 of its roughly 700 strong workforce. Meesho has been looking to fund up to $1 billion for over a month, but the company is having trouble convincing existing and new investors, a source said. Number 5, Unacademy. After Byju's, Unacademy is the India's second largest edtech company. Initially offering classes to help the students pass government service exams, it has since expanded to include most exams straight after by Indian students, including American medical admission exams like its competitors. In recent years, the company has grown significantly, but so have its liabilities. According to research, its sales and losses have increased by 6 times by 2021. Its expenses are primarily made of payments to employees and educators, as well as marketing expenditures. User subscription payments provide for the great majority of its revenue. According to an Unacademy statement, the number of employees was less than 600 and represented less than 1/10 of the total workforce. According to the statement, the vast majority of roles impacted were in a result of series of assessments, with affected employees receiving generous severance pay. Number 6 is Furlenco. Furlenco, a furniture startup based in Bengaluru, has laid off roughly 180 staffs in order to save money. These layoffs, according to the many employees, are in keeping with the startup's ambition to achieve profitability before a public offering. According to Ajit Karimpana, the founder and CEO of House of Kiraya, which owns 3 brands Furlenco, Fubrical and ULMTD, the company had to let go of some employees. Around 95% of those laid off worked in consumer-facing positions such as customer service and other comparable positions. The company claims to have extended medical coverage to those affected. Karimpana also mentioned that the company has transferred from phone-based orders to app-based orders, which necessitated the downsizing of some departments. Trell, a social commerce business managed by influencers, is on verge of laying off 40 to 50% of its workers, according to 3 people familiar with the situation. On the condition of anonymity, one of the insiders stated Trell is expected to lay off close to 300 people with immediate effect. The company employs a total of 700 people, 500 of them are full-time. The news comes as the corporation is reportedly under scrutiny by an EY India forensic team. According to the ET article, the firm is investigating possible related party transactions and other financial irregularities by the company's founders. Trell had a term sheet for $100 million round in December, which would have given it a valuation of $700 million. However, the round did not happen. The individual also requested anonymity because the discussions were private. According to insiders, the layoff was caused by the failure of investment talks. Next company is OkCredit. According to 3 persons familiar with the situation, digital accounting firm OkCredit has cut off roughly 40 to 45 staff as it shifts to focus from bookkeeping to fintech activities. This is the first time the Lightspeed-backed company has laid off employees. Company has fired 35 to 40 employees in the last 2 weeks, stated one of the sources listed above, who asked to remain anonymous. Affected employees have received customary severance compensation as well as other perks such as insurance and outplacement services. OkCredit has laid off anywhere from 30 to 35% of its whole personnel. According to sources, the company used to have about 140 employees, but today it only has roughly 80. The majority of those affected work in the growth and payments areas, said another source who asked to remain anonymous. This trend occurs at a time when most Indian companies are raising significant amounts of capital and there is a hiring boom. OkCredit offers separate apps for bookkeeping and e-commerce enablement for small and medium-sized businesses. The company has raised around $90 million and competes mostly with B Capital-backed Khata Book Vyapar and a few other startups. It raised a $67 million Series B investment in September 2019, but no subsequent rounds have been raised thereafter. And lastly, Lido Learning, a Mumbai-based edtech business, is suffering financial restrictions to maintain its day-to-day operations at a time when the Indian edtech market is loaded with capital. According to numerous employees, Lido Learning's founder Sahil Sheth notified the team in a virtual town hall earlier in the month that the company is experiencing financial issues and will be unable to pay employee salaries for the month of January and the first week of February. According to a few employees, the corporation has laid off between 150 and 200 people. While the corporation has stated that pending salaries will be paid within 30 to 90 days, employees believe this is improbable given the company's present financial situation. So that's it from today, guys. I hope you liked the video. If yes, then don't forget to subscribe our channel for more videos like this.